So it's been 6 months since my last video, and honestly I just needed a break. I needed time to kind of reprioritize and refocus and relax and really work out where I was taking myself in the business moving forward. It coincided with travelling, being back in the UK, travelling through Europe, and a lot more going on for the last 6 months of 2024 that I just wasn't in a place to share, and that's probably my biggest challenge in 2025 is bringing myself to a place where even if I don't feel right or 100%, then sharing and documenting is still all part of the process. And in that 6 months, a whole lot of life happened. 12 different countries visited, from Indo, obviously the UK, Netherlands, Italy, Turkey, Portugal, and then back through Hong Kong, Singapore and China, and we're back to Australia. It was a huge 6 months. And I hadn't been home in 18 months before that, so to come back and spend time with my family and actually relax and enjoy being with them without, with kids on the horizon, won't be too far away, to kind of enjoy that with them was really important. And of course, when I was in Europe, I managed to visit 3 of our core manufacturers, which was just a dream come true. I'm kind of a shoe dog nerd, as the whole Apex kind of brand probably tells you, but to visit the factories and see the actual manufacturing process, engineering, like the end-to-end, and see where Apex products are made and understand the process, understand the people that make them and whoever works there was just epic. And I can't wait to show a bit more of that moving forward, as we get deeper and deeper into building the brand over the next 12 months. This trifecta is essentially what I'm going to be pushing myself towards moving forward through 2025, and I'm excited to kind of share that whole process with you moving forward. So yeah, here is the roadmap. I think I got my training a little bit wrong during the first 6 months of 2024. I was honestly running way too much volume through what are quite new legs that I have. I've been in the marathon and ultramarathon game for only 18 months, and I was pushing the boundaries a bit too hard, and it led to an Achilles issue, an insertional Achilles issue which I've been working on for the last 6 months, and then an elbow issue. The amount of volume I was putting in on the road meant that I wasn't recovering fast enough for the gym, and I'll be fixing a few of these things through my training routine, which is going to look very different moving forward. So really switching up the hybrid routine for this year. I want to be a much more agile, dynamic, fluid and functional athlete. Obviously I want the volume coming in, the aerobic capacity coming in from running, but I want to be moving my body with heavier weights, more strength, more fluidity, and that's why I'm moving to a much more Hyrox integration of kind of exercises, a lot more body movement, obviously maintaining that strength cycle, maintaining the aerobic cycle, but I'm going to take advantage of the fact there's a movement in the Hyrox field, there's a growth obviously that aligns with Apex in the business, but as we're training, and I found an awesome gym here in Byron, Salt Strength. I'll put a link down below. And then I think on the back of that, and what I'm really excited about is a Hyrox event. I visited the Hyrox event in Birmingham, when was it, in October last year, and I loved it. It was awesome. So now I'm back in Australia, and it's something that I think I will be preparing for and documenting as part of this channel moving forward, with some gear that I want to release that is Hyrox specific via the Apex brand, that I'll be prototyping, building and testing and showing that off as we get through 2025. So the training block is changing from a gym routine point of view, but I'm excited to kind of get much more functional, much more dynamic, much more fluid in my lifting process and my movements, as well as building core strength back in. There'll be no marathon event in 2025. I will go back in earnest in 2026 with a marathon coach, and probably be targeting a marathon in September, October marathon 2026. I just need time and volume to be training and help through electrolyte management and help through hydration and nutrition, and actually coach through the process, because the last 2 I've trained in great blocks with great energy and effort, but I just haven't nailed the day. So I will continue with the running, but I'm going to bring it down the level to probably 2 or 3 runs a week as it stands. There'll be kind of 6-8 miles each, 10 miles each, and it'll be very much a mixture of tempo and zone 2 running. I have found that as I've cut back on the running in the last 2 months, there has been an impact on my mental health, my clarity maybe. I got so used to waking up at 5, starting my day with a run, coffee and into work, that without that, I think I underestimate the impact that early morning run can have. So if I find that cutting down to 2 runs a week is not working for me, I'll tell you, and I'll be kind of moving some running back into the schedule. But for now, and go for 2 runs a week, and really focus on gaining aerobic capacity from the dynamic lifting work in the gym, which I'm excited to find that balance moving forward. Now, the final part of the training block, as I've always mentioned about hybrid training, is active recovery. There has been a shift for me, I think, recently towards wanting to find lower impact aerobic capacity events. So through this year, I've already begun kicking straight back into surfing, which has been massive already for just shoulder movement, shoulder strength, muscular endurance in the upper half of the body, as well as preparing for swimming events down the line. So getting out on the ball and surfboard has been a massive plus for me. And then I think as I move into April and May, I'm going to be getting back on a bike. So I love riding bicycles, and I have them for a long, long time. But to actually incorporate it into a training routine and probably get, if I can, 2 or 3 surfs a week alongside maybe 2 cycles a week and 2 runs, I want to be able to kind of spread the impact of my aerobic training across 3 different disciplines and build that more well-rounded, well-honed hybrid athlete in my terms, which is simply 1 resistance event, 1 aerobic or multiple aerobics, and active recovery. And I think surfing as well as hiking and throwing in some cycling will act as the active recovery as part of this training routine and training block. So I'm excited to mix it up a little bit. I'm excited to test myself, and I'll be documenting that whole way of process through this year. At the forefront of 2025 is going to be building Apex and integrating a lot more of the product development cycle and showcasing what I do in my day-to-day life around training. And so I want to basically just make sure Apex is a core part and building the brand and showcasing its growth. And I want to document the fact that building a brand is really hard. And I know it's all the craze at the moment, but I've been doing this for 3 years, and Apex is highly profitable in the football space, and it has been for a while. But scaling a brand and building new product lines and understanding inventory and cash flow is just a completely different level of game. However, I will say that I think Apex has become less and less enjoyable as I put off doing the hybrid gear. I know that in tons of videos I've mentioned it. I wear the prototyping stuff. I wear every product I make is what is for myself, has been for myself and my training. But to unlock another level for me personally and for the channel and for Apex as a brand, I just have to take the leap in 2025. So I'll be getting much deeper into the vision for the brand, the product sampling, the development process, my design process, the behind the scenes of how it's made, my design and thinking, as well as giving you guys early access and pre-order access and building more of a community and online and in life events around Apex moving through Q1 and Q2 of 2025. It excites me and terrifies me to take Apex to this kind of different level of the hybrid gear. But it's a leap that has to be done. And I can't live in this potential world forever. Apex as it stands in the football gear is doing great, but there's a whole echelon of products I have designed and want to build. I want to do it with you in a transparent and most community-driven way as I possibly can, because I feel like there's more than just me that enjoy the brand building process, and sharing as much as possible with you guys. But as a community, will only drive it forward faster and faster and help me maintain momentum. I've definitely struggled in the last 2 months. I'm so used to being in a place where I can very clearly define the 3-month cycles of feeling really good, and I know I'm going to have this kind of 2-week kind of just reset and regress. That shapes as a depressive episode, but on the other side of that is a leap and a grow out the other side, and I just haven't had that, and it's worried me. Life is so good. Like I'm back in Australia, I'm back with Beck. Apex is highly profitable as a business. I've escaped corporate life. I can surf, I can train whenever I want, I'm eating great, I feel good, but I just cannot enjoy it. And I don't know, I haven't yet worked out why, if it's the pressure of building the company, the pressure of understanding the financial constraints, if it's what it takes to build a brand at scale, it's kind of bleeding into the rest of it's just having more pressure on my mental health. But there's definitely something that's not quite right. And I've realised this in the last 2 weeks, and it's the main reason why I'm making this video, is that things aren't ideal right now. And I'm trying to really work through a place where, from the outside, I have everything I wanted. Everything I planned to have right now was planned in 2 years ago. And I'm here, and I'm like, why can't I enjoy this? Why can't I enjoy the process? And so I think I have to move from a place where everything from the past was built on fear. It was built on a place of like growth from darkness, And now it needs to be light. I need to find some joy and creativity and go with the flow more. I need to share more, worry less, and let whatever the abundance in the universe has coming back to me. Because for too long, I felt tight and I felt fear when it comes to building things, and now I need to break out of that moving forward. And these videos are a massive part of that, because it keeps me accountable, it keeps me focused, and it allows me to kind of share, or at least release the pressure valve on what it's like building the brand. I'm moving from the UK to Australia and handling, like anytime I don't feel great, depression is the last thing I count it to on my list. Like I will always go for things that are things like fatigue. I spent 4 days in China traveling back to visit manufacturers. I spent 4 days in Portugal visiting manufacturers in Europe. I've been non-stop through Christmas in the UK. I've come back and gone straight back into work after Q4. Like I'm trying to add up all these things that kind of might suggest the symptoms that I'm feeling, making me feel this way. And right now I'm just not sure. So this is just, I guess, the beginning of a journey for me through this year. Is I have to begin trusting myself. I have to begin understanding that I have the skill set and the understanding about myself. I understand why I feel this way. I have the tool sets to regulate myself moving forward, and to share that with you guys. There are just endless tips and things I do that I've started to write down so I can tell you about them. And if one helps along the way, then that's great for me. So yeah, this is a journey for me. It's a journey for Apex, and I'm really excited to get back into these videos because I think looking back, I've been rewatching them. I'm like, actually, they're actually okay. When you make them, you're like, this is not good enough. But looking back, I think I did the best with what I have. And that's always a motto that I live by. If I haven't spoken to you in a long while, I know some people that I just used to love speaking to in the comments, or DM me on Instagram. Please drop into the comments and say hello again. I've been away for 6 months. You know exactly who you are. Like any message right now would be just amazing, just to kind of buzz back into it. Say hello. Tell me how your last 6 months has been, how you're feeling, how life's going. That would be epic. To just speak to you guys and kind of get that kind of comms going again. Would mean the world to me. So I am going to go and train because I can, and I will get this video up as soon as I can. But for now, I will see you in the next one.